What's up everyone, welcome back to RevLimit Racing. I'm Will, and Studio 397 has officially revealed version 1.4 for Le Mans Ultimate launching July 28th. This update is bringing a lot more than just new tracks. We're getting the first US track pack, major improvements to online racing, updates to physics, several quality of life improvements, and a few surprises that I think could be a bigger impact than most people realize. So in this video, we're going to break down everything coming in version 1.4, talk about what these changes mean for us as sim racers, and also I'll give a few predictions on where I think Le Mans Ultimate is heading next. Let's jump into it. The headline feature of version 1.4 is the new US Track Pass. Back at the beginning of July, LMU gave us a little teaser of 6 stars on the map and said July 4th. On July 4th, they gave us the teaser trailer of the new tracks to come, Daytona and Laguna Seca. Come to find out, those 6 stars aligned with the United States map for 6 iconic race circuits and tracks here in the States that endurance racing thrives on. Those 6 tracks are Watkins Glen, Indianapolis International Speedway, Michelin Road Atlanta, Daytona International Speedway, WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca, and Grand Prix of Long Beach. Those 6 tracks will be released 2 at a time, 3 separate DLC packs, and the first 2 that we're going to receive are going to be Daytona International Speedway and WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. Daytona should be, of course, the first one to be released because it literally starts off the endurance racing and motorsports season across the world here in the States with the 24 hours of Daytona, or the Rolex 24 as it's commonly known, and of course with the WeatherTech Raceway at Laguna Seca. It's going to cause a lot of havoc in some of those lobbies going through its iconic corkscrew turn. Each track pack, again there's 3 of them, will cost $19.99 or whatever the conversion is in your neck of the woods, while the complete US Track Pass season pass, you can get is available for $44.99. So if you purchase the season pass, again, you'll save about 25% on the total price of the season pass compared to just buying them individually. Next week, July 28th, there will be a 10% launch discount for that first week on the US Track Pass. But of course, if you are a Race Control Plus subscriber, you'll receive the DLC automatically once it's released. So here's my prediction. So we're giving the packs, 3 of them, 2 tracks. So if we're doing an East Coast and a West Coast iconic, I think the next 2 iconic for East Coast and West Coast, if they want to do it that way, would be Watkins Glen and Long Beach, California street circuit. So if that would be perfect there, then you just cap it off with a 3rd one, which would be the iconic Indianapolis International Speedway with Michelin Road Atlanta. Now, with those 6 tracks coming to Le Mans Ultimate, I do have a slight wish list. First thing for the wish list, since we're getting a new update 4.4, I think that Sebring needs to be updated. We're so used to the pit lane being on the back straight before Sunset Corner. On the update, it should move the pit lane just after Sunset Corner on the start finish straight, which is where IMSA mostly uses the pit lane from when they're racing at Sebring. And speaking of IMSA, again, this is not a IMSA fully sponsored or backed DLC. This is, again, Le Mans Ultimate FIA World Endurance Championship official game. You may not see the original liveries being updated, and I'm kind of guessing with that, but I believe, again, this is back to my prediction, the community, the Le Mans Ultimate community already is working on liveries to be added to your car so that you can race and feel like you're at an IMSA race by taking the IMSA liveries and just put them into the race control site, and then you'll be able to upload it to your individual car. So I think that's really cool. Again, the Le Mans Ultimate community is pretty awesome doing that. But back to my wish list, just beyond these 6 tracks, I would like to see more tracks. So we already have 2 US tracks in game, COTA, Circuit of the Americas, and Sebring. We're adding 2 more with Daytona and Laguna Seca. And of course, then we have the other 4 releasing. But if by chance we can add in a few more, I'm thinking we can get the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, or CTMP for short, VIR, or Virginia International Raceway, Road America. I feel like you can't have the US track without Road America. And of course, Mid-Ohio. And then maybe, because we already have 1 street circuit coming in, we can get 2 more street circuits. One of them is definitely in the IMSA WeatherTech Championship, which is Detroit, but maybe we can get St. Petersburg. That would be one that would be pretty nice to add in there. But again, these are tracks and circuits that, you know, may not have and be able to cater to hypercar, car, but they do race P3s, P2s, and definitely LMGT3. And another one of my predictions, in the last update with 1.3, we were given a shadow drop, ghost drop, whatever you want to say, a surprise of getting the Genesis GMR 001 hypercar added. And a lot of us jumped in on that, and that we love that car. But I feel like the Asian Le Mans series is still able to be applied. Now, if they haven't scanned the tracks or they're still working out the details to get the licensing for the track, I totally understand. But maybe we could get in each pack one of the 3 Asian Le Mans series circuits. That would be Sepang in Malaysia, Dubai Autodrome, and of course Yas Marina. So maybe we could get those 3 added in, and that could be a nice little Easter egg or a nice little gift to us, because we're still waiting for the Asian Le Mans series, which will kind of put everything into a nice bow and tie off the European Le Mans series and the Asian Le Mans series with the World Endurance Championship. Now, just be prepared, because next week on the 28th, the servers will be down just a slight bit longer. Steven did say that in the original address, because they're applying so much, which we're going to get into. But we do have the updated daily races, weekly races, and special events here. So as you can see here on screen, this is the breakdown for what races are going to start off. Only section or class that will not be able to participate in the US tracks at start would be anyone racing in the bronze races. Those, of course, will be, I think, like the big 3: Le Mans, Monza, and another. But everything from intermediate, which is silver driver safety rank, advanced, which is gold safety rank, and above, you'll be able to participate in all the US tracks that they're going to be running. So they're going to be doing COTA, we're going to do Sebring, of course Daytona and Laguna Seca is going to be pretty much back to back to back. So be prepared to have some fun when this update drops. Now, protests and live stewards. This is pretty extensive section right here. I think that this is going to be a great breakdown, that we're pretty much going to hit the tough points. Again, this is a big focus for online racing. Again, a lot of us go to LMU for the online racing, one of the best online racing systems to have consistent races, on at this time, that time, and have pretty consistent lobbies. I wish we would have more consistent lobbies here in the States. We're getting there. As more people start to come, you're going to see it become much bigger here in the States, especially with the US track pass going live. But Studio 397 says that the live steward has already issued 4,500 or 4,500 temporary bans for intentional wrecking since version 1.3, and 1.4 continues improving on the system by reducing false positives and adding new automated rules. So, a lot of you guys sent to Azkaban. But again, it's this thing that we love and enjoy, sim racing. It should be utilized in a way where everyone's coming in to race clean. Don't come in just intentionally wrecking. Don't be one of those individuals who happen to mess up everyone's race because your race got messed up. So let's try to be better with that. But one of those new rules automatically sends your stranded car back to the garage if you've been sitting on the track for too long, which helps race safer. Again, I've seen this, you've probably seen this, where a car, they're so mad they don't want to go back to the pits, because if they go back to the pits, they lose time, they'll finish last. So now the system's automatically going to boot you back over there. And I think that's pretty good. Nothing worse than having that yellow car flash and there's a car sitting at the finish line, and they get easy to start, wanting to take somebody out. The protest system is getting one of the biggest updates yet. Protests are now submitted directly from the replay. So as you can see here there's a replay where you can now see the incidents that were coming up. So it's easier way to now see it instead of you having to go back and try to log it in. And now you don't have to wait for the cooldown. You can automatically send it again from the replay, where you can again select the timestamp and the driver involved and attach the incident automatically. Again, Studio 397 was averaging 700 protests a day. So I guess this is gonna kind of like mitigate that so that they can really make sure that this is an incident, this is an issue. But again, mostly in the online championship, you'll see this utilized more, because in the online championship points matter. But let's see about utilizing this in daily races where it really won't be effective, but it does send the behavior back to Studio 397. They're also introducing a protest credit system. Every player receives 3 protest credits each month, and if your protest is successful, you get that credit back. So it's almost like here in the States, the challenge system for football or the ABS for baseball. If you win that call, you keep it and you move forward. But one thing I do wish that we did see here in the protests and live stewards should have been more information on full course yellows, yellow flags. That should be something that we hopefully see soon. I believe that especially if you're going to do a career mode, with this type of system, you'll be able to have that. Now, he did say kind of like the quiet part out loud with it. Steven did when he said that during online championships. So definitely you won't see it maybe for the dailies. You may see it for a weekly. You may see it for a special event, and definitely for online championships, maybe full course yellows and yellow flag, safety cars, that whole nine, because those races are longer compared to the longest race that's on the daily races is the WEC Experience, which is about an hour just for racing. But if you do it in a 2-hour to 24-hour race, especially with Le Mans Ultimate for the virtual Le Mans coming up soon, that would be much more helpful and bring again that immersion, that realism that we all enjoy in sim racing to the forefront. Moving on, we have online foundations, just behind the scenes with version 1.4. Studio 397 is going to introduce RaceOS. It's a new platform for them. Steven went into more details about it, but it's designed to power the daily races, the championships, and the host of servers. Better driver swaps, because we do have sometimes some issues with driver swapping and race control going forward. This update moves the game in a direction where they're not utilizing a third party, I believe he said it was, where everything's being taken care of in-house. So again, this goes back to the first part where we said that on the day of launch for version 1.4, it's gonna be a longer maintenance because they're going to be changing some things in the background. So by the time that new update's live, I would say maybe sometime, which will be noon here in the States, which will probably be 5-7 o'clock across the pond and everywhere else in the world, depending on your time frame, but time zone, not time frame, but your time zone. So I would say somewhere in the early to mid evening would be when the server could be up, or they could be better. It could just go up, but of course they'll be implementing patches and everything during the day. So just be on the lookout when you need to do an update for a patch or anything to Le Mans Ultimate. On to the new features for the Pro and Pro Plus subscribers. They said that now they're implementing a Joker system that allows you to, let's say, erase the rank breakdown that you were given for that one race. So wait a minute right here. Quick update, everyone. Since originally recording this video, Studio 397 listened to the Le Mans Ultimate community and the feedback we were giving in regard to the Event Joker system, and has already announced changes before the update has even launched. Originally, the Event Jokers were going to be exclusive for Race Control Pro and Pro Plus subscribers, but after hearing the concerns of the community, Studio 397 has decided to make the Event Jokers available to every player regardless of subscription status. The developers said their goal was never to create an unfair advantage. Instead, Jokers are intended to protect players when things outside of control happen, like internet outages, hardware failures, even the game crashing itself, or your cat jumping into your lap. Jokers are also being made much rarer. You'll earn your first Joker after 10 races, your second Joker after 20 additional races, and your third Joker after another 30 races. The idea is that these aren't meant to be used regularly. They're meant to be saved for those rare situations and moments where you really need one. If you're worried that this will encourage reckless driving, Studio 397 addressed that as well. Safety rating, badge bands, live Steward, and the new replay-based protest system will remain in place. Their goal is to still improve driving standards, not give players a way to avoid consequences for their poor behavior. Also, in the original video, we didn't get a chance to get to it just yet, but I do bring up the part of practice servers, and practice servers were to be given a separate for Pro and Pro Plus drivers or subscribers. Studio 397 also clarified some of the confusion around the practice servers. Practice has always been available to everyone, and those sessions are actually being extended. Subscribers will still receive a dedicated Practice Plus section, but the standard practice experience remains available to all players. So you'll still be able to practice with everyone, even if they're jumping in and out of the Pro Plus section, practice session, or just a regular practice session. And just one last note with this is that because this is made so close to launch, we still may see some interference elements that incorrectly show the jokers as a subscriber feature. So again, they're still working behind the scenes to get this rectified, but they're going to hold true to their word. Studio 397 says you will still earn your jokers correctly in the background, and a hot fix is planned shortly after release to the update and the user interface. So within like the first 24 to 48 hours, hopefully they should have something. If not, we will see something most likely towards before the end of the week and going into the weekend race sessions. So let's move on to physics. They updated the physics. With the physics, it's going to be the brake thermal model by simulating the brake surface and the core temperatures. So basically all your setups that you've been tweaking and working on are about to get redone again. So that's basically what it is. If you're using CDA, Coach Dave Academy, Go Setups, Track Titan, Simarno, so many different ones, just be prepared. Next Tuesday, everything gets flipped. Be myself, I am not sponsored by any one of them, but I do use both Go and CDA, but CDA now has the Smart IQ added to their Coach Dave's Delta program, where like if you're driving and you're utilizing a setup, you're getting around the track, you're practicing with it, it will then automatically see where you're losing time and adjust the setup so you can start adding, getting faster and allowing the car to work the way it works. With Go Setups, this will be a little longer because Go Setups takes a little while for their setups to get back out. So just be prepared for that to be, 5 days a little bit. Now I wouldn't really say a full 5 days, but it could be a little longer to get to certain cars. I do wish that Go Setups were like how Coach Dave Academy is. It's pretty much in step with the release so that you can now utilize the optimized tool, and I believe Go Setups is pretty nice too. I like their endurance setups. I'm using both, but again, the physics are going to change, so just be prepared that the way that you had your tires and the degradation, because the surface is hot, your brakes are hot, your tires are going to get super hot, and then the degradation is going to wear even faster. So just be mindful, because you know how it is with LMP2s, especially with the rear tires, with all that downforce, you're going to cook your tires pretty quickly. LMP3s, of course, and the hypercars, those cars mostly because they have that downforce. But again, this is laying the groundwork for additional physics improvements. Sorry, I can't speak. Physics improvements, feature updates, things to come. So the great thing is that Le Mans Ultimate is still always learning and getting better each time. So I call this Stephen Hood's favorite part because he likes saying this, and I think he has a way of saying it: quality life and additional improvements. So again, with quality life additional improvements, they did show in the video how you're going to be starting in a certain way at certain circuits that don't have pit boxes. I don't have pit boxes, but pit stalls. Daytona is one of them. Again, we talked about Sebring moving from the back straight to the, y'all know what I'm talking about, moving it from there to the front start finish straight after Sunset Corner. Hopefully that will change. I know Laguna Seca is the same way, so it's just a little bit of that. Then there's also being in the pits, and you just sitting there in the pits, and if it doesn't, you don't move, you get sent back to Azkaban, or not Azkaban, but you get sent back to the start menu or the menu just inside that server. So there's no more AFKs. You gotta be attentive, you gotta be at the controller, you gotta be at the wheel, and if that's the case, you gotta just hit. They're gonna move you, you're gonna get the DNF, you're gonna have to eat that. But I guess this is moving everyone and saying, hey, let's take it easy in turn one. There's no diehards and tryhards in turn one. Let's make it through turn one, Monza. Let's make it through turn one, Coda. Let's make it through any turn one, because everyone's trying to, jockey for a position. So there's that. And then, of course, they finished the Alpine and Cadillac, so everything for 2026 is done. They're adding Brazilian, Portuguese to the sim. So shout out to my homie who, Baena, she lives out in Sao Paulo, or she visits Sao Paulo all the time, so she's always on Sao Paulo. Gotta get down there and visit. There are a few more other bug fixes, but again, that will be in the patch notes, and we'll try to get the patch notes added into this once this comes out. So yeah, that's that for the quality of life and additional improvements. Overall, we're all looking to version 1.4, not just about adding new tracks, new circuits. It's about building up Le Mans Ultimate to take on and continue to push other sims around it. Le Mans Ultimate is pushing iRacing to do certain things, vice versa. Project Motorsport Racing, AC Evo. We wish ACC stayed around, but again, you have so much going into this sim, and people are investing their time, investing with their teams, investing with their talents into Le Mans Ultimate. A lot of us believe in this sim. We enjoy this sim. So again, so many things. We got the tracks, got the protest system updating. We have RaceOS. We have a back end, with RaceOS taking care of the back end for us to improve online stability and everything of that sort. We have the physics model that's coming. Again, please remember the update's coming. Take your time, relearning the game again, because when the update changes something, gotta basically relearn that whole car again. New features coming to Pro and Pro Plus members. Again, the DLC is going to be available for the Pro Plus members. It will be $19.99 for each individual pack with the track of 2 in it, or you can buy the season pass at $44.99, which again, you convert both of those prices into your neck of the woods, how much it would be. But again, if you are a Pro Plus member like I am, you will receive the DLC automatically. You know what we're getting: those 2 tracks, the US track and track pack and everything. You have a couple wish list items again from other circuits. ALMS, full course yellow, Steven, full course yellow, safety car, yellow flags, red flags. Let's get that together. I understand the servers really can't handle that if you're, having a certain time. Let's put a little buffer in between. That's how you do it. Put a little buffer in between. Put the buffer like 20-30 minutes. That means the playability will probably take a hit, but we will love red flags, yellow flags, full course yellows, virtual safety cars, all that jazz. That's all I got. I think I'm pretty much hit everything. If you guys have any questions about it, please reach out to us in the comments. Take a look at RevLimit Racing here. We are a group of individuals who enjoy sim racing. You see my face a lot because I have the time right now, but you're going to see Ryan very soon. You're going to see more of Kyle. We got a lot more folks coming on to the squad from Chile, West Coast, a few more across the pond. Again, big up to Chan, who is out of Malaysia, who we want to get this Sepang circuit up so we can race his home circuit. Again, if you're looking to join, information's in the Discord's in the bottom. We're here, RevLimit Racing. Again, my name is William. Y'all be good. Y'all be blessed. Have a good one. Peace.